This video is going over the lesson for Homelink 1.4 and it's area again, but this time talking about a farmer dividing up his land um, into square fields. So there's a couple of different ones that they've done. For an example, we're going to divide this field, this amount of land into fields that are 1/5 of a mile. 1/5 of a mile. And on the home link, they've got some dotted lines and you can count squares like we did the other day. But for number three, they have a blank one. So what do you do if it's blank and you want to do 1/5 of a mile? Well, we're going to look at the denominator here and it's 5. So that means we need to have five, 5 sections along each side. So I'm going to do my best to make this one. That's a little bit too much there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Not perfect, but okay. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have a number of different options of what we can do here, and I'll let you decide what you want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make lines all the way across. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections horizontally. I'm going to do the same thing for, ooh, that was a bad one. Going to do the same thing vertically. I'm having problems here. We're just going to go with it. In class, we always say how when we draw things, we imagine it's perfect. So we're going to imagine that's perfect. And then, so if a farmer has land that's 1 mile on each side, 1 square mile, okay, one square mile, how many fields would he have if he divided each field into 1/5 of a mile on each side? So what we can do here is we can count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it would be 25 fields. Or another thing that we could do with that is we could count how many fields long it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields long. And how many fields wide? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we could multiply those together. So again, 5 times 5 is 25. And it'd be 25 fields. So we're not going with square units because this is the square. They just want to know how many fields there would be. 25 fields. Okay, then problem 4 has similar, but this one, it's 1 mile and 1 2/3 miles. You know what? I'm going to change this to 2 2/3 miles. 2 2/3 miles. So they have some lines done already to separate the miles. And I'm just going to do my best here. That's not very good. Tell you what, I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, I'm back. So again, we're looking at problem 4 here. And when we're doing problems like this, for problem 4, they're dividing it into fields that are 1/4 mile long and 1/4 mile wide. This one, we're going to look at thirds. We're going to look at thirds. So 1/3 of a mile long and a 1/3 of a mile wide. So for this, in each whole square, we have to have 3 sections on the top, or excuse me, on the length and the width. 3 sections on the length and on the width. So I'm going to start up here at the top for the length, and I'm going to put 2 marks. We have 1, 2, 3 sections, and I'm going to do that here Now, when I come to this section here is only 2/3 of a mile. So if I have 1/3 of a mile on each side, for this section, I'm only going to have put one mark because this will be 1/3 and this will be 1/3. Then I'm going to do the same thing here on the side. Okay, so this is our width. I need to have 1/3 of a mile, 1/3 of a mile, and 1/3 of a mile. So I need 3 for this one. Then I'm going to go ahead and make our squares here. I'm going to make it a little bit better this time. And then I'll go ahead and go across. So this now gives me my land that is divided into fields that are 1/3 of a mile long and 1/3 of a mile wide. And how many fields would there be if each field was 1/3 of a mile long and 1/3 of a mile wide? We have a number of different options. We can always count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So for this one, there would be 24 fields. Or for a quicker way, we have, for the length, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 fields long, and it's 1, 2, 3 fields wide. So we could take 8 times 3 to get our 24 fields. For the practice part of this home link, we're doing unit conversions again. Some of them are from minutes to hours or hours to minutes, and then grams to kilograms or kilograms to grams. So let's say we had 100. Say we had 120 minutes, and we wanted to know how many hours that was. So to go from minutes to hours, the number gets smaller. Now remember, the amount of time is still the same. It's just a different way of different way of measuring the time. Okay, so from minutes to hours, it gets smaller. So that means we divide, and we're going to take our starting point here, 120 minutes, and we're going to divide this by 60. Now, 120 divided by 60 might be a little bit hard for you to think about in your head. If that's the case, one thing you can do when you have two numbers that both end with 0, you can cancel out the zeros, which is the same thing as dividing both numbers by 10. But now we have 12 divided by 6, which is a basic fact, so we know that's 2. So 120 minutes is the same thing as 2 hours. Okay. Then let's say we had, well, let's go with 3 grams. Oh, I have this written wrong. Glad I caught that. So 1 kilogram is the same thing as 1,000 grams. 1 kilogram is the same thing as 1,000 grams. So if we have 3,000 grams, how many kilograms would that be? Well, when we go from grams to kilograms, the number gets smaller, so we have to divide. Run out of space here. So we have to divide. So we're going to take our starting point, 3,000, divided by 1,000, and that's going to be the same thing as 3 grams. Then let's do one more here. Let's say we have 2 kilograms. How many grams will that equal? Well, to go from kilograms to grams, the number is getting bigger. It's the same amount, just a different way of measuring it. Same amount, different way of measuring it. The number gets bigger, so for this one we have to multiply. And we're going to take 2 times 1,000, so that will be 2,000. Make sure you let your teacher know if you have any questions, and have a good day.